All right. In this video, we're going to cover how to actually pass in information into a task before it is run, allowing us to have more complicated blueprints, more complicated actors, and then interface with the multi-threading tasks and not just keeping these independent. So we're going to be able to pass in something into this task. For this example, I will just be using another basic counter variable. This is within my tutorial actor, and we can see I've run a for loop off of begin play, and it's just going to run 100 times from 0 to 99 and add to the counter. So this should come out to be 100, and then on completed, we're going to run that logic behind creating a task that I showed in the last video. Now we want to somehow pass this counter into here. While they're named the same thing, if we see here, I will run it and the counter will just be 100. So it's just doing this basic counter that I had within the task. So it's running it 100 times within here, but we're not getting this 100 times. It should be showing us 200 and yet it shows 100. So we need to somehow pass this in here, this into here, and then add on top of our already counted 100. And that's done pretty simply. We just need to make sure we open our task, select whatever variable we would like to pass in, make it instance editable, and expose on spawn. We compile, and then we go back to our actor. We can then select our create async task, right click it, and refresh node. And we'll see here we now have the counter. And I can go ahead and grab in my actor that same thing. And just like that. And they don't have to be named the same thing. I've just happened to name them the same name. That might make things a little more confusing. And so we could just do this as counter in actor, just to differentiate them a little bit more. But now what should happen is this will be added 100 times, and then it'll be passed into our task. So now this counter will be set to 100 before even running, and then we'll add an additional 100 to it. And if we see here, we run it, the counter is now equal, let's see, to 200 as we wanted. So that works perfectly as desired. And this is how we are going to be able to create more robust tasks and use multi-threading in a more productive manner. Instead of just keeping things completely independent inside of here, we can now pass in information. And this can include all sorts of things. We could hop in here. We could make this into, we'll just leave it as an integer, and we'll turn this into an array, and we'll duplicate it and add in a map of type floats, type booleans, that's fun. And we see here, if I make both of these instance editable and expose on spawn, instance editable, expose on spawn, and then refresh that task again. Oh, I didn't compile, gotta compile. Refresh it. We'll see here that they can also be passed in. So we can add in all sorts of information, arrays, maps, structures, anything you can need to pass in, you can do so, as long as you have the variable created within here and it has been instance editable and exposed on spawn. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. As always, ask any questions.